The microphone will be returned here, and here we are, Your Excellency. Now we are going into eulogies. Well, that word is tricky, but we are going into eulogies. Now the first people will be the family representative, accompanied by the children, maybe the in-laws to give them support as the elders. The family representative, please. Yeah, the family representatives are speaking from where the church is.
Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Uganda, and First Lady Mama Janet Museveni, the Vice President, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Anita Among, His Lordship Ladit Alphonse Owindolo Chigamoy, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, Deputy Chief Justice, the Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, Cabinet Ministers, Members of Parliament, traditional leaders, heads of diplomatic missions, distinguished mourners, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Ojok Oulanya, and I'm a son of Right Honorable Dr. Jacob Lokori Oulanya. I work with NITA Uganda, what under the president calls patriotic bazukulu. In the African tradition, it's considered taboo to call one's parents by their name. To us, his Muzei, his dad, his paps. Here with me is Diana Cheng, our eldest sister practicing nursing in Arizona, USA. Diana, please wave. Harold Adio Jonathan, we call him Didi. Didi is in his final year of economics in Scotland. Didi, kindly wave. Dad used to call him General. I think that's from the Bible. Ezra Udu, we still call him Zed, because it's called Zedekiah, a very odd name for a young man like him. Please wave. Ezra in his second year of art in the USA. Karen Atim, Dorothy. Tima, we call her Tima. Oh, here she is. So Tima is here with me. She's 16 years old, and she wants to be a pediatrician. I think before Dad left, it must have been the last one that Atim saw. So Atim said a very special prayer for him when he was leaving. And that is the first time I saw him actually breaking down. But he was a very strong man. We have here Christian Okori, who is in P6. He's now in P6, and he wants to be a civil engineer. He has the brains and the guts. Colleen and Kimberly are still in the USA, and have not been able to join us, but they promised to join us in the future. Here with me also Frida Jok. Frida Jok is a niece, and has been a direct beneficiary of her dad. For now, all we can say is thank you to you all for being with us today. Though overwhelmed and grieved, I request you to join us not to mourn, but to celebrate a man whose life was dedicated to his family, his community, his party, his country, and his God. Your Excellency, we would like to convey our utmost felt appreciation to you and Mama Janet for the support that you gave to our father, not only in his political aspirations, but also when his health became critical. He was proud to call you mentor and friend. Wapoyo matek luba medigum. Would also like to appreciate the Chief Justice, the Speaker of Parliament, and her deputy for standing firm with us. The state has spared no expense to ensure that our father was treated and also is getting a decent burial. We really want to thank you for that. I would like in a special way to thank the Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng. Wherever you are, thank you very much for standing with us. Honorable Christine Ondoa and your medical team in Mulago under leadership of Dr. Kabweru and Dr. Jackson Orem. We have fought this fight, and I know whatever could be done was done. We thank you very much. Chairman Mao, Honorable Peter Ogwang, you have showed to us what our father always emphasized, that friends will stick closer than brothers and sisters. You have showed us the true value of friends, despite your political shades. Ambassador Dixon Ogwang Okul and your industrious wife, Rani. Without you in Muyenga, I think we would have been in shambles. Allow me just to mention Auntie Stella for the support that she offered in Muyenga. With that, I would like to request the aunties, in-laws, just to stand. Please just stand. Aunties and sisters, no, brothers and sisters, please stand up and just wave. Okay. Then we have aunties and uncles, nieces and nephews. Please stand up and just wave. In-laws, we have in-laws from all corners of the country. We are a very nationalistic family. Also, we have friends who have come with us. They're not directly family, but they've stood firm with us. Please stand up. In a special way, we would like to express our gratitude to the NRM party and the members of parliament for collectively voting for our father to represent them at different levels of leadership. In the same vein, I would like to salute what we call Team Tactical. I think you know yourselves. That was coined by a young man called Ronald Agaba Bills. That Team Tactical delivered the victory in Parliament, at SEC, and Your Excellency, we cannot thank the people of Mora enough for the trust that they continue to give to our father, to present them in the 7th, 9th, 10th, and 11th Parliament. We commit to carry on with the work that our father started. Our heart goes out to the task force. We see you and we appreciate all the support that you render to our father in his political aspirations. In a special way, our heart goes out to his office staff, led by Mr. Luis Bachenga, the security team led by ASP James Odonkara, his bodyguards, his entire team. You became family during the execution of your duties. Principal, my prayer is that you'll be treated with dignity and accorded the honor for your dedicated service to the country. Your Excellency and clergy present, the country prayed unceasingly for our father. That they did. The Parliament Chaplaincy, Zoe Life Theological College, the Church of Uganda, Watoto Church, the Pentecostal Assembly of God, teams from Lira, family members, all shades of belief in the country, both in the country and abroad. I want to thank you very much. The intercessions and petitions enabled our father to sleep peacefully in the knowledge that his path was clear, your lane. He was aware that the country was praying for him and requested us to convey his heartfelt appreciation for the prayers. Allow me at this point to request my sister, Diana. Diana spent 2 weeks with Muse up to the point of his demise. So she was with him in hospital together with Madame Patricia. Madame Patricia, we're very thankful for the support that you gave to our father. We don't take it for granted. So once Diana finishes, I'll proceed just briefly and we close. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, our First Lady, Mrs. Janet Museveni, Your Excellency, Vice President, and all protocol observed, and as established by my brother. My name is Diana Acheng. I am the oldest, and my father knew that I did not like my age to be disclosed, but it would embarrass me when he introduced me to his friends or gathering. He said, "This is the oldest daughter. Can you tell them how old you are?" And I would say, "No." The mid-February, I spoke to my dad while he was already admitted in Seattle. He said, "I'm doing much better. And if I'm doing a lot better than you saw me during Christmas. Everything is going well." And she spoke to my 7-year-old daughter, Joanna, and told her, "Hey," greeted Joanna. Joanna was doing something and she ran off, but he said, "It's okay." He said, "Take care of that girl for me. Don't let anything harm her." So he said, "Diana, you're a nurse. I'll be communicating to you and updating you on what's going on, but I want you to be, keep everything confidential." I said, "Yes." And he said, "I love you so much. I love you so much." He repeated it several times. So 2 weeks passed by, and he said he has told me, "Do not contact me unless I do, but if you feel that it's an emergency, then do so." So I waited after 2 weeks. I didn't hear anything, so I initiated the conversation, and I called Aunt Patricia, "Hey, what's going on?" And she said, "We have felt a setback." And I'm saying, "Okay, I'm coming." March 10th was the day I was supposed to have started my new assignment. But for some reason, God has ways of doing things that I could not get myself to sign that contract. They even sweetened the deal for me, and I was like, who am I to refuse? But it didn't happen because that was the day that I was going to see my dad. So I took a flight from Phoenix to Seattle. I went straight to the hospital. When I saw my father, I was in shock. I didn't remember seeing him that way, but I was strong. I came and embraced Auntie Patricia, and I said, "Everything will be fine. He's going to get up because he's a fighter. My father is relentless. He's going to get out of this. I'm strong." Uncle Pio came and joined us. We sat and talked. But when I saw him, he saw me and said, "Hey, Diana, you're here." I said, "Yes, I'm here." So I stood by his side, and he dozed off a bit. And then he got up and said, "Hey, where's this stupid girl?" He always referred to me as stupid girl if I annoyed him, and then I would protest. But I'll give anything for him to call me, "You stupid girl." So we spent days. I would sleep at the hospital with Auntie Patricia. We would encourage each other, would pray with him, or stayed beside him. And when I first saw him, the very first word he told me was, Diana, chawado ramaka, which means my time has come. I said, no, nga kobi. And he didn't say anything. And he told me, take care of your siblings for me. I know you can do it. Several days pass. I go back to Phoenix to send my daughter off to go see her grandmother for spring break. And then a day later, I come back. But his condition was deteriorating. And when I saw him again, I just broke down and I just cried the entire time. I became so angry. I told him, Daddy, why are you giving up? You are strong, you're a fighter, you've told us not to give up, why are you not fighting? His last words to me were, Diana, life is delicate. Handle it with care. He had difficulty talking, he couldn't talk or articulate words, but every now and then he would say something that was meaningful. So Friday night, I stayed with him, we prayed. I called, Andrew connected us to one of the pastors, and we prayed and prayed throughout, and we would have 30-minute breaks, and then we prayed throughout the night. So Saturday, Ezra came and joined us. I briefed him a bit. I was like, that is not the way you remember, so I want you to be strong. He's not been eating, and if you see him that way, don't break. So I came down to the lobby because there was visitor restriction. Afterwards, I went back to his room, and then the last words I said to him was, Daddy, thank you for fighting. I know you have been fighting. We will come through this. Thank you. Little did I know that I was releasing him to go. Those were my very last words to him. So I joined Ezra back to the apartment where we were staying. And then he joined me later. We were drinking Lucozade. And we were joking about it, that this Lucozade doesn't taste like the way we remember. We used to fake sickness just to get the Lucozade. So I called our sister Tim on the phone. That was Saturday, the 19th. I looked at the time afterwards, it was 10:34. We spoke, and then Tim told us that she was broke. I said, Tim, why are you broke? Don't be broke. God is a provider. All you have to do is ask and you receive, seek and you will find. Something might happen on your mobile money. And she said, I doubt it. But if it did, she'll get a notification from MTN saying, yellow, there's unusual activity on your account. For that, we laughed so hard. We laughed and we got headache. We just continuously laughed. I've never laughed so hard in my life like I did that day. And then we ended up drinking the Lucozade anyways. My father died at 10:50, Saturday the 19th, Pacific time, USS time, which would have been 8:50 Ugandan time. And what was poignant about the laughter was the exact same time we were laughing so hard. That was the time our dad was passing. I can never. Later in the night, Auntie Patricia came. I looked at her, I was like, this cannot be right. She shouldn't be here. And she told us it's gone. I froze. I was like, this is not possible. We've been praying. Is there a God? I told Tina, one of the personal assistants, that I just don't want anybody to talk to me about God, because if God was there, my father would not have died. I go to Phoenix. On my flight back to Phoenix, I cried throughout. I was like, how am I going to tell my 7-year-old daughter that her grandpa is dead? I braced myself. Some of my friends messaged me and said, you just have to tell her. So I approached her and I told her, Joanna, Grandpa is dead. And I asked her, Joanna, do you know what death is? Could you explain it to me? And she said, death is when you stop breathing. You're basically gone. But you go to heaven and then become our angel. And then she asked me, what about his money? I said, what money? She was like, Grandpa was the third most important person in Uganda, so I would think there has to be some kind of money. I said, Joanna, don't you think that's a bit insensitive? But what she said after was what broke me. She said, I will miss Grandpa a lot, but he's now in heaven with the angels. He is going to be watching over us, and we will be okay. My father was an exceptional man, and I'm just beginning to learn how much exceptional he was. All the stories, all the tributes have given me strength to stand tall, knowing that my father's left a great legacy for all of us to be proud of. I'd like to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for doing everything possible to see that my father's life was saved. And also for reaching out to me personally to extend his condolence. Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to thank Right Honorable Speaker for standing with me while I was in Seattle. I also, not only that, to extend our hand and to be our auntie, because she called my dad his brother, her brother rather. I also like to thank the Minister of Health, for coordinating the care and transition of care for my father to get the best care that he could possibly get. I'd like to thank Honorable Mao, Uncle Opio Lawyer, Chief Justice, for being there and standing strong by us. I want also to thank His Excellency, the Ambassador for the U.S. mission, who did his work diligently to expatriate my father's remains here and supporting us. And a special thanks to Auntie Patricia. You were a trooper, and thank you for staying with my father and all the sacrifice you've made. Thank you, everyone, and members of Uganda for standing with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. This one is to our father. Dad, your journey ends here. Unfortunately, you can only go alone. We know that we're in a war of bodies and weapons. Everyone here in Uganda and abroad would have fought to the death with you. Farewell.
Thank you, the family, and we give glory to God that you have been able to speak about your father.